Welcome once again, gentle folks, to another video for your World Cup betting tips and predictions. And today we're going to give you the predictions for day 4 and 5 of the World Cup. And we're going to start with our first match. And our first match on day 4 is Morocco versus Croatia. And for this game, I'm expecting this one to end in a draw. But if I should go outright and select or something like that from a draw, I'd say Croatia to win. But I'm expecting this one to end in a draw. Both teams to score. So in terms of a correct score, I'm saying both teams score, and that's I'm expecting a 1-1 draw here. Alright. In terms of the handicap system, I won't do anything on the handicap system based on my predicted scoreline. But if you want to go ahead and take a bet on the handicap system, I'd suggest you go ahead and you go with Croatia to win by a goal. Alright, because they are on paper they are the better team, and not only on paper, well, we'll see when the World Cup starts, but they have those Modric, you have Rebic, you have a number of other players there. They have some really good squad. Yeah, Kovacic there in the midfield as well, and you have also Perisic there on the wing. And as I said, yeah, those guys, they should come up and they should give you a really good game. But Morocco is not going to be easy, and so therefore hence the reason why I think this one is going to end in a draw. It's the first game for both teams, and it's just getting the jitters out of the way. I think this one is going to end in a draw. Yeah. Alright, then, so recapping predictions for Morocco versus Croatia. I'm expecting this one to end in a draw, expecting both teams to score, and my predicted score line here is 1-1. And now we're going to move on to our next game, and our next game is Germany versus Japan. And for Germany versus Japan here, I'm expecting Germany to win, both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm expecting Germany to win this one 3-0. Japan is not going to be a pushover though. They're going to come out fighting, and so Germany is going to have to be very careful. I'm going to take Germany to win this one by a goal as well. Here, so alright then, so recapping predictions for Germany versus Japan. I'm expecting Germany to win, expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 3-0 in favor of Germany, and in terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Germany to win this one 1-0. Alright, so those are my predictions for Germany versus Japan, and now we're going to move on over to Spain versus Costa Rica. Costa Rica did fairly well in the last World Cup. They held a number of teams to draws. They were difficult to beat, and but Spain should be carrying a fairly good team to the World Cup. They have a huge pool of talent, so they should do well enough. Right, so I'm expecting Spain to take this first one, both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either team to win and both not to score. Spain, expecting Spain to win this one 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and I'll take Spain to win by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Spain versus Costa Rica. I'm expecting Spain to win, expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination, I'll say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 2-0 in favor of Spain, I do believe. And on the handicap system, I'm also taking Spain to win this one by a goal. Alright, so that's it for that game. And our next game here now, we're moving on to Belgium versus Canada. I think Alphonsus Davies might not be going to the World Cup for Canada. I think he sustained an injury maybe about a week or two ago, and so he won't be making it. I don't think he will be going. If he goes, he might not play most of the games in the first round. I don't expect Canada to make it past the first round. Alright, so for this game, I'm expecting Belgium to take care of business. Another team with a very good set of players on paper. Yeah, you have Kevin De Bruyne, you have the Hazard brothers, you have Lukaku, you have there Castagna, you have also you have Menele, who might be in goal, but I think Thibaut Courtois should be keeping for them. And also you have a great squad on player. Yeah, great squad on paper, so it's just for them to put out the results now on the field. They should be coached by Roberto Martinez, the Spaniard, and so therefore I'm expecting good things from Belgium at this World Cup. I don't have them winning, do I expect them to go to the round of 16. So let's get back to this game. Belgium to win this one, both teams are not to score. In terms of combination bet, you go with either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me in this one, I'm taking Belgium to win this one 3-0. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take Belgium to win this one by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Belgium versus Canada, I'm expecting Belgium to win, both teams not to score. Combination bet, I say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 3-0 in favor of Belgium. And on the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take Belgium to win this one by a goal. Alright, so let's jump on over to day 5 of the World Cup, which is the 24th of November. And on the 24th of November, we start with Switzerland versus Cameroon. And this game is going to be a tough game, and I would say this game is anybody's game, to be honest with you. Cameroon is not going to be easy to beat, and so therefore I think this is going to be anybody's game, to be honest with you. Anybody's game. This game is going to be anybody's game, I do believe. Alright, then, so both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to go here and I'm going to see Cameroon winning this 1-2-1. But as I say, it's anybody's game. The result could be the other way around, 2-1 for Switzerland. And also, Cameroon has developed a knock for drawing matches. They drew a number of matches at the latter stage of the African qualifications to the World Cup. They drew a number of matches, low scoring matches. They don't usually have a lot of goals in their matches as well. If you remember the last Africa Cup of Nations, I think they didn't. Senegal won it, but they went. I think Cameroon went to maybe the quarterfinals or the semifinals. They didn't score a whole heap of goals. They were averaging like maybe a goal a match. Yeah, and I'm expecting that to continue in this World Cup based on where the World Cup is situated and based on the fact that the players typically they would have been playing in a situation where they would have rest up just before the summer and went into the World Cup, and then they would go to their club football, but it's the other way around now. Club football has started, so they have been working. Some of them are tired, and it's a quick turnaround, yeah. And so I think that's going to impact the number of goals we get in this World Cup, yeah. Alright then, so for me on the handicap system, I'll go ahead here and based on my predicted scoreline, I used to I'll take here Switzerland to win by a goal, but I'm going to take a draw, alright, based on my predicted score. Alright, so recapping predictions for Switzerland versus Cameroon, I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either team to win and both score, yeah. And in terms of the predicted scoreline, I'm saying 2-1 here in favor of Cameroon, so I'm expecting Cameroon to squeeze Switzerland, but it's anybody's game. In terms of the handicap system, based on the predicted scoreline, I'm going to take a draw here, alright. So let's jump on over to our next game, and our next game is Uruguay versus South Korea. Son Heung-min for the South Koreans, he sustained an injury. I think he might make it to the World Cup, but to be honest with you, he might not play maybe the first 2 or so games. But in each group, I think you have 3 games, and if you're not playing the first 2 games, then your team don't win those games. It's kind of point. But at the end of the day, they're going to say we made it to the World Cup. I think this should be Son's second World Cup, if memory serves me correctly. For Uruguay, we have the usual suspect. Yeah, they have a fairly good squad going there to the World Cup. So I'm not certain if Suarez is going to be as part of the squad, but Suarez went back home. He's now playing in Uruguay. He might make the squad. Cavani is playing in Spain, if memory serves me correctly. I think he's at Valencia, and yeah. So I think Darwin Núñez played for them as well. So Darwin hasn't been in very good form, but when the World Cup comes around, that's a totally different story. You never know, eh? But for this game, Uruguay versus South Korea, I'm going to take Uruguay to win this one. I'm going to take both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here 2-1 in favor of Uruguay. In terms of the handicap system, based on the predicted scoreline, I'm going to take a draw. Alright, so recapping predictions for Uruguay versus South Korea, I'm expecting Uruguay to win, both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Uruguay, and on the handicap system, I'm taking a draw, as you can see, based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, so those are my predictions for Uruguay versus South Korea, and from that game we move on to Portugal versus Ghana. And this is another game that I expect to be another dragged out affair. It's not going to be easy for Portugal. They would be favored here, but Portugal have a very, very good squad on paper. Yeah, if you should really look on the squad on paper, they have a very, very good squad. Cristiano is not in form this season, and that's a huge concern for Portugal, I do believe. But they do have Leao, but for some reason the coach tends not to give Leao too many minutes. Silva is also playing well. Silva at where is that again? Is it Benfica? he's playing well. He's playing well. They often overlooked. I don't know if they're going to pick him for the World Cup, but he has been doing well over the past 2 months, and so he should. If they carry me, he can do the wonder for them. And we all know how great Leao is for AC Milan, right? And you also have Consuelo, you have Bernardo Silva, you have John Mario, you have so many players. You have so many players that Portugal is one of the teams that have a really good set of players on paper in terms of quality, yeah? So they just need to put that on the field now, yeah? This should be Cristiano's World Cup, the last World Cup. And so it's going to be an interesting one for him. And I'm expecting him to give it his all. As you know, Cristiano is a hard worker. And we're expecting good things from him and Portugal in this World Cup based on the quality squad that they have on paper. Alright, so Portugal to win this one, I do believe, but it's not going to be easy. Both teams not to score, I say. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm taking Portugal to win this one 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Portugal to win this one by a goal. Alright. So recapping predictions for Portugal versus Ghana, I'm expecting Portugal to win this game. In terms of both teams scoring, I'm saying no, both teams won't score. In terms of a combination bet, I will go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 2-0 in favor of Portugal, and on the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Portugal to win this one by a goal. Alright, so gentle folks, this is where the cookie crumbles for day 4 to 5 of your World Cup predictions and betting tips. I hope you took your notes, and I wish you best of luck and happy betting, and thank you for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your day. Alright, and thanks.
My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear